Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Again, every single time, it feels so good to say this. Anyways, I hope you are enjoying this series, the Life Abroad series, and this is the second episode. Today, I'm going to talk about the part-time job hunting. To anyone who's coming abroad, whether to UK, US, Australia, anyone, I think the first thing that will be there in a student's head is how do I figure out part-time jobs? In this video, I'm gonna talk about my experience. I'm gonna talk about most of my friends' experiences, the things that you have to do to get part-time, and some takeaway points too for yourself. Please send this series to the people who are thinking to move abroad, either for studies or job or anything. It would be a big help for them because they'll see my experience and maybe think this is good for them, or maybe they'll just make the best decision not to come if it's overwhelming for them. So anyways, let's get started. So where did I stop in the previous video? Since the accommodation is sorted, I thought I'll get help shifting from Rugby to Birmingham because, as you already know, I had zero preparation for being on my own. So I asked my school friend if he could give a lift from Rugby to Birmingham so that I can shift all the luggage and get settled in Birmingham before my college starts. So the next day my friend came, we shifted all the luggage, and on the way to Birmingham was going in car, and this time I was traveling in the day and I could see everything. I was just lost. I was just looking at the views thinking I'm gonna start my life here. Coming to abroad, you think so much that you need to sort this out, you need to sort visa out, or you need to prepare, you need to shop. Don't have time to stand there and take a breath and realize what you're doing in life. And there were so many moments in the first month for me where I was just getting overwhelmed, and that was, I still remember on the way to Birmingham, I was just thinking to myself that this is where I'm gonna live. It's beautiful, yes, but it's very intimidating. I kept questioning myself if I can actually make a living here. But anyway, I thought one step at a time, and we reached Birmingham, we shifted all the luggage, and my friend told me that there's a beautiful temple, Balaji temple in Birmingham, and we should go. He said there was free prasadam. I was like, okay. So it was just 10 days from I've been from India. I was very tempted to have sambar rice. So anyways, we went there, we had darshanam, and I came back. After that, there was my first orientation class, so I had to go to the university, and there I was, first day at uni, endless opportunities, first ever class. But I'm not gonna talk more about my university life in this video, so let's focus on part-time. So after I finished my uni, when I came back, a few of the people that I met in the class and myself, we went to the city center. We started asking people, few of the thrift stores, few of the restaurants, few of the retail shops, if they were hiring anyone for part-time, even if not now, maybe in the future or something. So we started exploring, and I just realized that it's not just me. There are hundreds of students who are looking for part-time. Like, there were 6 to 7 people already looking part-time with me. So I just understood that, okay, like, to up my game, I have to put on survival mode on, because it's not just me. There's so many people looking out there, and I don't think there are enough part-time jobs. And the worst mistake I made was I did not plan it through again. I just bought enough money for a month, including my rent, expense and everything. If this month is gone, I have to call my parents and ask for money again, which I did not want to do. So I was sure I wanted a part-time job no matter what by end of the month, and that was my goal. Anyone and everyone that I met in the whole month, as soon as asking, hi, how are you, where are you from, and all that stuff, the immediate question is, are you working? If you are working, can you give me a reference? Or do you know any place where they're hiring? These were my questions. These were my first and foremost questions. And from the day my university started, the first weekend, we went to this Indian grocery store to get few stuff for the making food, and there was a dessert shop next to it, and I thought we'll just go and ask. And then when we went and asked there, they said, leave the contact, we'll call you back. At this stage, we heard the same thing from so many people, so we just left the contact and we came back. I got the call next day morning saying that if you're interested, you can come for a trial shift for the whole day. It differs from place to place, but usually people will ask for 4 or 5 hours max for trial shift. Afterwards they'll say yes or no. They'll just make decision on the spot, or mostly they'll get back to you the next day. This is the whole process. But they asked me for whole day shift as a trial one. I was like, okay, it's a Saturday, anyways I'm sitting at house, there is nothing better for me to do, so I'll just go. I asked my friend, even she got a call, but she was sure that this is not something she wants to do, because she didn't think a full day trial shift was necessary to get into a job or anything. But I was desperate. I was like, okay, I could do it. And then I went for the trial shift. They made me do so much work the whole day, and they had the audacity to tell me at the end of the day that they needed another day of trial shift, which usually doesn't happen. But again, I was desperate. I did not ask so many people what was happening and everything. I just went the next day. All I wanted was, I wanted to meet more people. Even if I don't get that job, I would at least meet someone on the bus, or like when I get down, or when I'm working, when I'm coming back. My main aim was to meet more people so that I could network more. There comes the opportunities. That's how I saw this. So I went for another day of trial shift. And then what happened was, at the end of that day, they told me that okay, you can start maybe by next weekend. I was sure when I was saying them that I needed a part-time on the weekends, not on the weekdays, because my university was from Monday to Friday. So I thought I'll start my part-time job the next weekend. And while I was in uni, I got a call on Wednesday from them. It's very busy today, can you come to the dessert shop, we need help and everything. I said, you said I could start from weekend. I cannot come on weekdays because I have university. I have Monday to Friday classes, so I cannot come. And they were like, no, we cannot do that. We need people who can come give a hand whenever it's busy and everything. I was like, no, I'm so sorry, I can't do that. And they said, if you don't come now, we cannot guarantee you this job, is what they said. And I took a step back. I felt so bad that the whole weekend I was working for them. They told I'll give you the shifts on weekend, and now they're coming and telling me that they cannot do it. Somewhere I agreed with my friend that this was shady, a bit shady. But I just told them, okay, give me a minute, because as I told you, I was so desperate. I was just telling yes to everything and anything. But I cut the call and I sat there for a second thinking, why did I come here? I came here for better opportunities, to finish my masters, to get a good job and everything. So I'm not gonna compromise that. I'm not gonna compromise my classes over part-time. So I just called them straight. I told them I cannot come. If you wish not to give me the job, I'm fine with it. That's what I told them. And then yes, there I lost one opportunity. I don't think it's an opportunity anymore, but that time it was. And I went on again asking people. And then the second one I did was it was a recommendation from, as I told you in the previous video, there was my cousin's friend who recommended for a job in petrol station. Actually very simple job that I have to be a cashier. I thought, okay, that's a good one. But again, the worst thing here was, it was in weekdays, but it was early morning shifts. When they explained me everything, I was so happy that I just thought I'm gonna go for it. But it was 40 minutes away from my house. For me to go there, I need to catch one bus that's there at 5 o'clock in the morning, and it's only gonna be 4-hour shift. So every day I have to travel 40 minutes one way, almost like an hour and a half both ways, and have to attend unis as well, everything weekdays, which was not my ideal situation that I wanted to be in. But I just couldn't help. I just said yes, okay, just at least let me go see it. And I worked there for like 3 days. It was horrible, but I was still on the lookout. I was still thinking, okay, let me find a better job that I can stick to, because I can't do this for long. So again, this was 1 day trial shift, and 2 days they said they'll pay, but they said after a month I'll get the payment. And I had 10 days left to figure out part-time, otherwise for the next month I have to call home and ask money. And then meanwhile I was doing this whenever I have classes, and whenever I had free time. I never used to go back to my house. I always used to stay at uni in the student clubs or something or the other. And that's where I met a person, a guy from Middle East, who was studying in the university as well. So I met him in a volleyball club. I just went for a training there, the university itself. I registered for a volleyball club. Always fancied playing volleyball, which I'm not good at, but I just like to play. So yes, I went there, and when we were training, I met this guy. Same thing. Hi, how are you? Where are you from? What are your interests? How do you find this uni and everything? Hey, do you work anywhere? Can you give me a reference? Always my first two questions. So when I said that, he was like, yes, actually there are openings, and I'll tell my manager if she could give you a trial shift. He praised the workplace that he was working. He said it's an Italian cafe, you get free food and drinks, and so I was very excited for this because they say it's only Friday and Saturday we would need people, and I was up for it. I said, please get me a trial shift. I'm sure I'll do well. And then the next day he called. Sadly, he could give trial shift for me and my friend. And then we went there for trial shift. And second I stepped into that place, oh my god, I fell in love with it. It was all fancy and it was all rich Italian place. And I thought, if I'm working here, I'm not just working part-time, I'm taking off my bucket list of as a person who works in that cafe in Europe and everything. So whenever I used to see series or movies, I used to always fancy this. I mean, it's not that easy, but I used to always fancy this. I thought there's food, there's music. I thought this is my place. And then I gave my best. I literally was not standing for a second. I was just serving. So it's basically getting food from the kitchen counter, serving to the right table, treating them nicely, like putting on that smile, just making sure the customers are okay, taking bills, taking payments. So all of this work, which I really liked in my trial shift. And guess what? Till that point of time, I was searching for part-time so that I could get payment once my bank accounts are sorted and once I get my NI number, without which you cannot officially work in UK. I was looking out for part-time so that by the time I get those things, I can, I can be working on a job. But guess what? These people told, నేను తెలుగులో చెప్తాను ఎందుకంటే ఎక్కడేమవుతుందో తెలియదు, ఇది మళ్ళీ ఎక్కడికన్నా వెళ్తే కష్టమవుతుంది. They were like, ఓకే, నీకు ఎప్పుడు బ్యాంక్ అకౌంట్ వస్తుందో అప్పుడు ఇస్తాము, లేదు అప్పుడు దాకా నీకు కావాలంటే చేతికి ఇస్తాము మేము అని అన్నారు. నేను ఫుల్ ఇంకా ఐఎమ్ like thank God, because I could arrange my rent money in these 2 weeks. Every weekend I'll work like 20 hours of shift and I'll be having money for rent, and then the other week I can sort out my rest of the expenses. So yes guys, I did it. Like finally, unfortunately it didn't work for my friend. Thank God she got a very good place afterwards, but it worked out for me, and they immediately told, can you continue the shift after, it's very busy, and if you don't mind you can work for hours and we'll pay you tomorrow. And I was like, for God's sake, I finally found a place that I like. I'm doing my part-time job, I'll be getting my money. First to-do list in my notes is tick. So that's how I landed a job. I landed a part-time job within I think 25 days after coming to UK. And these are the takeaways that I'm gonna suggest. So first thing, as soon as landing in another country, if it's not a requirement for you, like you're okay to get part-time in for 6 months, if that works for you, then this is not for you. Like you can apply on your own pace, you can ask people, they could recommend you and everything. But if you're someone who's coming abroad and you want a job, a part-time job immediately, so that others around you wouldn't affect, maybe your family or people who are supporting you wouldn't affect, just don't stay in your room. Just go outside. Like every day, even if you don't have class or anything, just go to the city center or like go to the library, or like first thing is don't be in your house, because you are not meeting people if you're in the house, and if you don't meet people, there is no way you can get an opportunity that you could go for. Second thing, please plan before you come. If you have enough time after your visa, make sure you use that time to apply online as well. So get an international package for your SIM and just maybe see your accommodation and nearby shops or nearby libraries or anywhere, even in your university. There will be so many jobs that you can apply for, and make sure you apply even when you're in India, which I didn't do. There were a few of the people who got part-time jobs in India before coming. Third thing is make sure to keep extra amount for at least like 3 months. I did a big mistake. Thank God it worked out for me. Otherwise, people back in India for me could arrange for the next month as well, because I didn't wanted to burden them. So I just made sure that I was ready for the next second month with part-time job. But there were so many people in my class who couldn't get part-time jobs almost for like 3 to 4 months despite trying their best. So if you feel you're an introvert person, I'm a pure extrovert person, so I could just talk to people very instantly and I wouldn't hesitate. So it worked out for me. If you think it's very difficult for you to do that, I understand it's not for everyone. So make sure you get enough amount so that you could relax a bit. Don't overstress, because you yourself coming out of your comfort zone to a different country is already a big change, and you not having money will be an added stress. So please make sure you have enough amount for at least 3 months so that you could sort out your part-time for the next months to come. And the fourth one is do research about the jobs in the university as well. I think most of the people who are going to US, I think that's the only option you have. But for people in UK, mostly all the people who come usually go for part-time jobs outside, like a restaurant or retail shops or anything. But I had few of the people who were intelligent enough to apply in the university and they got it. It was comparatively chill work than what we did. So I would highly recommend you considering that option, because so many people wouldn't even know if there are any openings within the university. And foremost, don't overdo part-time at all. Please plan for that 1 year and make sure you only have to do 20 hours of work to deal with the expenses. Because there came a time for me where I had to arrange a little bit of money for the university, and I had to do more hours, but I just didn't opt to do it until I finished my masters. The second I finished my masters, until now I've never been free. If I had time, I'll always do even 40 hours, but that was after masters. Because if you think you can do more than 20 hours and still maintain grades and everything, no, please don't do it. I would highly suggest not. People who have, all of my friends never exceeded 20 hours until unless there's holidays. If there's holidays, all of us went for 40-hour shifts. That was okay. But then when you're in the university, please don't overdo. Concentrate what you came for, because it's very easy to go after money. Like, it's very easy because it's easy money. So you just, if you're doing Uber or something, you can just sit in the car and you can just earn 40-50 pounds and it's fine. Anyways, I'm at home. Even if I'm at home, I'll not do anything. I'll at least go and earn money. No, if you're at home, at least you're thinking about what to do next. How can you improve your grades, and what are all the things that you need to learn to get an actual job after masters. Give yourself time for that, because you're already cooking, cleaning, getting your own groceries, doing that 20 hours of part-time, then your assignments, thesis, like dealing with new people. It's enough stress that you have. Don't go on for doing more hours of part-time, because you will not have a clear head as to what you came for, what you want to do, and where do you want to go ahead. So these are my suggestions, and that is it. But I want to talk one topic of the other. In the coming series, I'm also going to talk about how I tried different part-time jobs after that 6 months to make sure to include fun in it, as one of it was working for a Gujarati movie. It was super fun. But I'm gonna talk about it all in the coming series. But as for now, this is all. And I think in the coming videos, I'll be talking about how I made such beautiful friends. It would have been really, really, really hard not having friends here to go through all of this. So in the next series, ఒక్కొక్క ఐటమ్ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేస్తాను, ఎలా మీట్ అయ్యానో చెప్తాను. It will be fun, trust me. But make sure to like, comment and subscribe, guys. See you in the next video. Tata!